Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Skyrim Mods. Today we're going to be doing Pathway to Peace. And now this is a portal that leads to another city. And it's actually quite big how much this actually, how big the city is actually incorporating. Like it's a portal that teleports you to another area, and it's absolutely incredible. Like I couldn't tell you how much stuff there is, and there are some people that do have voice operations, and I'm granted this is the PS4, so some people have voice, some people not. Really depends. But immediately once you tell, it is automatically on your map. But immediately once you get there, you're gonna be attacked by a Demora or a demon. And so, I mean, it's not like they're pretty easy to kill. I killed them with one swing. So search them. They have Daedric hearts, Daedric orders, and then they have some. They either have a Daedric bow and or a Daedric helmet. So they use iron weapons, so it's not much great. But they're not that great. But they do have the Daedric bow, but they iron swords. It's kind of weird, or iron battle axes, whatever they use. Uh, so I didn't expect this mod to be as big as it really was. When I first got here, this is what I thought this was. This is completely what I thought it was. I thought it was just this area, maybe a couple buildings every now here and now. There's a mod says it's going to be by or mod says it's going to be what do you call it? Sorry, a city. So I didn't think it'd be too huge. I just thought it was a settlement. Another one. That guy didn't talk, but then there's this guy over here.
Let's hear it.
They just,
Yes.
say a couple things here and there. Uh, Again, the only problem I see with this is like the previous mods is just the faces to the people tend to kind of get a little weird, but they really don't bother me. I think this is personally beautiful. It was really well done. It's one of the bigger mods that are out there, and it's a Valley of Peace cabin. One of the slight flaws I don't like with it is since you're in a different area, your map is kinda rendered useless. What's cool is that you can discover all these new locations, but you can't fast travel to them. You can't do anything like that, and you'll see later on that you can't do it. But personally, this is huge. See there, right here, you cannot fast travel anywhere because I don't know why you can't, but it doesn't really bother me. It's not too large for it's like, oh, you can't do anything. But it's really good. I really like what they did with everything, and I'll kind of speed things up so you can kind of you gotta get a glimpse of everything else. But this map is really well done, and I really like this mod.
Yeah.
Alright, so here we have the wall of the city, or the Valley of Peace, and this is
I
just
heard you were at the wedding
basically
with the
leading
Empress
into the city
cousin.
and everything like that, and
Solitude.
there is actually a lot to do with this, and at first I kind of skipped a little bit of things, but then I came back to them later on in the video. As you can see on the compass, there are a lot of things to discover, and there's a lot going on. I didn't go into all the buildings, some you need the key for, some I just chose not to go into. Now, when you go into certain locations, they do look pretty similar to the actual game. I mean, the tavern is actually related to the Riften Tavern, so it's not like, oh, that's a horrible thing. But they do have to get the textures from somewhere, so it isn't really truly awful. But personally, I think this is awesome because the author even made some changes where it's not exactly the same thing. Like
Take a look.
there are certain things that are different. As I'm pretty sure in the Riften Tavern there is a basement. However, here there is not. And they did change a couple things like this right here. You can tell that's pretty different. I got confused on it a little bit. But you can hire some people. You can have some followers. I'm pretty sure they think there are 2 followers. There's this guy right here, and there's a Khajiit we'll come upon later on. And the last is I figured out was the Riften Tavern. I had a couple hints, but right here, that is a note you find in the Riften Tavern. So, but it isn't horrible. Personally, I think this is all really well done. I think it looks really good, and I give a credit to the authors of it because this is really nice. It's because I'm not making these; they're not getting paid to make these, so it's not like, oh no, like this is awful. You know, this is free content that everyone gets to have, and I really enjoy the fact that this is all here.
I heard you were at the
Now,
wedding of the Emperor's cousin. Solitude. God,
I believe that
must be
this is one of the better mods or bigger mods you can get.
can I
There are a
say
couple things you can do around with it. Like there's actually a little place you get to go to called the Island, which is really nice because it gives you more enemies to fight. But there's also the book you can find that gives you a new spell. So I found
Need
that pretty
something.
interesting.
What do you want?
Now, one thing I did forget to
This
mention
one. These
is
eggs are cold,
I've
but
been forgetting to
Khajiit
mention
feels
these, but
warmness from your
they will
presence.
be in the description. So either or.
tidings.
This is a mod that has been created by. Trying to find the person. Created by AXX Brad XXA. Okay, so that's quite the name. But personally, I really enjoy this. This is really nice. This is really well done. I like the hunting guild aspect of it. I was kind of amazed by it. I was looking around. I was trying to see what buildings were what, but there's the blacksmith. But the hunting guild is probably one of the most
Need
interesting
something.
buildings you're gonna find here. You don't really see a hunting guild around. They don't interact with you, but they do speak. Hunters, I mean, and they just speak like, the food. The Jarl has enough food for everybody, blah blah blah. Like basic poacher talk, but it's the equivalent if you count a poacher or a hunter. They don't really, they only have much to say. But I found this just one of the cooler areas because it's something that it's the small. I really enjoy the small things in Skyrim and the small things that are added into this game, and the mods, they really do focus on the small things sometimes, and I found it really interesting that they
It's not like my
went as
poaching is
far to
hurting
do that
anyone.
with people.
The Jarl can
But
hardly
you got the
eat
guild
every day
master
now,
right
can he?
there, so yeah, it's just the building just goes back to the Valley of Peace. But continue on. You got these little side taverns that were really interesting because, again, you didn't need to have something like this, but it's unique, and I like how they
been
actually
hunting and
added this,
fishing
and they
in
got
these
another
parts
person
for
there
years.
too.
It's
You
not
see,
like
you
my
can see the
poaching is
textures are a bit
hurting
messed up
anyone.
with the face,
The Jarl can
but
hardly
I can't criticize it. I mean, I didn't make it. I don't know how to make this kind of stuff, so this is really, really well done. I'm really super glad I got this one. 'Cause I wasn't actually sure about this mod. I was like, all right, well, this seems, I guess, interesting. But
Yes.
you got a guy here at the dock, and you got the ship, and I was like, oh, cool, a ship. You go inside the ship. Little did I know, this is when you get transferred to the island. Since you can't use ship, like you can't try like use a ship in the actual game, kind of just teleports you there. But that was awesome. I didn't really expect to be transferred to this. I was like, it's a lot darker than the Valley of Peace. Kind of gives you more of a deep, like a scarier kind of sense. Not scarier, but just more of a just a darker aspect. Darker is the word that I could use to describe it. And now there are quite a few demons here that you're going to have to fight off of them. There's like 6 or 7 of them. There isn't a lot. And they're easy to kill, and they don't do a lot of damage on you. The ones who have bows, again, have the Daedric bows, which is really nice if you need money, because you can sell them and keep one, and you get an easy, like, 6,000 out of it. But I think that you could sell for about 1,500, which is awesome. But it's really cool, because they have this spell you can get. It's a unique spell. You can learn it no matter what. You can see me learn after I kill all the enemies. I'm right now searching because you can see they have a Daedric bow. They have steel arrows. I think sometimes they have steel arrows. I don't know if they always do. And they got 2. They don't know why they always have 2 Daedric hearts. But Daedric hearts, when you need them, they're really hard to come by. That's what I've discovered, and they're pretty hard to get all together. So I was just like, all right, cool. I'll just keep that. And yeah, one of the guys I did forget to mention, one of the demons you will fight later on will have a Daedric warhammer or war axe, and I didn't have trouble fighting the guy, and I'm using an ebony weapon. But as you can see here, and I do demonstrate it, sadly the character disappears behind me, the one I resurrected. He disappears, and it's the Weather of the Valley, and I think it does about 50 electricity damage, and it doesn't barely uses any magic at all, barely. Like, it's just hardly any at all. But, as you can see, it does about 50 damage. I'll equip it and show you, what it really does. But really, it's just not bad. It's a nice spell, especially if you focus on magic. or if you don't really focus on magic and you want an easy quick spell that does a little bit of damage, and you don't have to worry about it. 12 magic points does not count as anything. Yeah, I turn around and try to kill him with one. Like, alright, well, it didn't work. So you have to aim it at specifically something. So I aim at that post, you have a little orb of electricity. That's pretty much all it is. But it's really good. I think that's fine. I mean, I don't use magic a lot, but I use weapons. So I do like knowing the spells, though, just to have them, I guess. But really, it's very cool. They didn't need to add something like that, and it's just another location you get out of this mod. So that was really interesting. And now I'm going to go explore the other areas and other aspects of the game. I might speed up time because this video is gonna be relatively long. I recorded a lot off this mod, but I really enjoyed this mod, and I hope you guys enjoy it just as much as I. Now I'm sure I did miss certain things. I'm sure I missed a lot of this mod. But I showcased everything I could see in relatively. I'll try to keep it at a relatively short time. I don't mind if you guys scroll through the video just to kind of see other things, because I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the mod yourselves and not have to listen to me blabber on about the mod. But until you see how interesting, how cool, and how incredible this is, everything like that. But really, the other things that features is over in the distance you'll see the palace, which is very similar to Dragon's Reach, but isn't. I don't really care to follow me, but yeah, you got a bunch of more unique characters and different NPCs. Yeah, you got your own king and queen here that exist here. One thing I did notice that was a flaw is that when you speak to the queen has their own specific name. On the subtitle, it will say a person named Riley is speaking it. I saw that earlier. I don't remember exactly what spot, but that is a flaw, and it's not a big flaw. I mean, I don't really care, but yeah, I immediately knew this was Dragon Reach just based off the bridge, and then you go in, it's King's Palace, and then there's also a mine that I don't fully explore. I kind of cut it off at the mine, and then there's the sanctuary you're going to go through and fight a bunch of demons, and you'll get a unique weapon, which is really cool, and it's pretty good against demons, which I really like, and I think it's really good against undead, and there's the Riley glitch I've seen, but it's really good against undead. It does an extra like 5 to 10 damage or something like that, but it does like it's the equivalent of, I think, I cannot remember the name, but is the ice from the Dragonborn DLC. It is the ice weapon. So now I think it's like Starthyme or something like that, but I could be completely messing that up. But that is what the weapon is included to, or equivalent to, and then also it's a sword. Just a regular sword, not a great sword, but it has enchantment already on it, and it's really cool. I really like the interesting. It's just something unique you get along with the mod, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And I guess I'll see you guys around. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. And as always, guys, please like and subscribe for more content. Really helps when you guys do that. And I really, if you guys have any suggestions of what mods I should showcase, or if you guys have any suggestions on what I should do, please let me know in the comments. Lastly, I ended up, this is kind of a, just another announcement. I've actually started messing with Fallout 4 mods and expect those to come out in the future. I have already started working with those. One thing I have discovered about Fallout 4 is the mods aren't as, well, for me, the mods aren't as great as the Skyrim mods, and they tend to run a little bit more choppier, or a little more choppier than the Skyrim mods, and that is nothing against Fallout 4. I just found that the mods were a bit more choppy. I don't even know if it's the game itself. I haven't played the game in a while, but I don't know if the game is just a bit choppy itself anymore. I don't know. I'm playing different games every now and then. I haven't played Fallout 4 in forever, but I really enjoyed messing with a couple of Fallout 4 mods. Kind of got back in the swing of things. There's a few I liked, so I started messing with them, and you'll maybe expect more in the future with Fallout 4 until I find a really... Oh man, I'm like hiccuping. Sorry. Until I find a really big, groundbreaking mod for Fallout 4, I probably won't do that, but I have been messing with them, and I'm hoping for something great to come out with it, something huge, but it's kind of hard to make those kind of mods with the restrictions on the PlayStation 4. So I do plan on having any more mod games I'm going to get modded, like or use mod support on. I plan on getting for the Xbox One because it has a lot less restrictions. So I eventually want to transfer over, or maybe Sony will even lift the restrictions off the the PlayStation 4 with mods. You never know. I would appreciate that. I mean, I'm sure everyone would appreciate that. I pre-ordered Skyrim in August and found out I wasn't going to get. I was getting restricted. Or first, I found out I wasn't going to get any mods, and then I found out I was going to get restricted mods. So that was a big kind of middle finger. But all right, I will shut up. Have fun with the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys around. Peace.